Good morning to you, Jason here, Birchfield Family Farm, Oxford, Ohio. I've got a good word today. This comes from not the rooster, but Mark 8. These are Jesus' words here. For whoever wants to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for me and for the gospel will save it. What good is it for a man to gain the whole world yet forfeit his soul? Okay, we got an overcast day here on the farm. High 50s today, 7-mile-per-hour wind coming about straight out of the east. So a little chillier today here. I want to move some meat chickens today. I had somebody asking about our feed schedule. I had said something about putting that out there, and I want to do that today. You guys have any questions, anything you see here on the farm, just leave it in the comments, and I will certainly get to it if we can. Let's do a little shorter video today, and I'll just kind of take you out there, show the rooster's wearing me out. Show you the feed schedule and just kind of how we are putting that down, and let's head out there and take a look. Okay, we're back in the corner of the barn here. This is just a little tub we use for the feed. We are up to 20.6 pounds. So we're gonna scoop this in. You know, take this scale up to 20.6. I like to add some of this grit. This is Grana grit. This is the small stuff for the smaller chicks. I'll put a few handfuls of that in there. We're gonna be upgrading to a developer grit here soon. A lot of folks don't use grit. I hear a lot of people say, well, you know, chickens will get what they need out on pasture. Well, if you go out there and you dig and mess around looking for rocks, there's not rocks out here. We don't have rocky soil. We've got good soil, and there's not little rocks laying around. You're not going to get that grit out here in the pasture. So I like to mix some of that in. 20.57 is our daily amount today of feed here. Again, this is an 18% chicken grower. We start out with a 22%. I'll talk more about that when we get to the feed schedule, but let's get this out on pasture. All right, so taking a look at these guys. Again, batch of 100 here, 10 by 12 chicken tractor, moving this once a day. When I come out here, we move them first. That's the very first thing we do. If you feed first, number one, you're gonna be putting down that feed in their manure, which I don't wanna do because they've been here a day. And number two, you'll never get them moved. You'll never get them moved, plus you're moving off the feed. Really don't wanna do that, but looking in here, look at this impact. You can see they've got this pretty well wore down. Quite a bit of manure in there, and that'll only increase as we keep going. So let's get the tractor moved to a fresh spot, then we'll get this feed put down. Okay, fresh move here, and you can see they're all over me. What I like to do is come in and just throw a little bit out in a couple of piles and just get them out of the way, so I can work getting them spread out. And again, I'm putting this down after the move, and they'll have this cleaned up before we really get a whole lot of manure in here. I don't want them eating out of their manure, so move them first, fresh grass, and then put that feed down. Okay, I need to get these rams moved over here. You can see we're trying to move these guys in front of the tractor, and we're just getting this grass is getting out of hand again. So I need to get them moved over here to knock this down. Otherwise, these moves get too hard to make. I need to bring a mower out. I don't really want to do that. I'd rather give it to the rams. I will bring out another bigger bell water just to keep in here on the ground, just to give them two points of water. But I need to take these heat lamps out. All that's done. Moving on. Okay, here is our feed schedule on our broilers. This is broken down per week in pounds of feed per day. Get zoomed in here. Again, we started April 22nd, going to be processing June 24th, 9 weeks. Tells you the week and the exact amount of pounds. We do weigh every day, exact amount of pounds we put out. So today's May 15th, 20.6 pounds. That's not including the grit. This is just what I like to do. I feed once a day, and it's just worked out for us. About a 4.5 pound whole bird is what we come out with. Obviously, you'll have outliers. Lots of feed though. I mean, almost 2,000 pounds total per batch here. I will say there is one exception this year. I fed full feed in those first 2 weeks in the brooder. I did not weigh. I fed full feed and ended up doing closer to 4 bags of 22% starter rather than just the 2 bags. So we'll see how that works out here. But this is what we use. Okay, so that gives you some kind of an idea here on feed schedule, kind of what we're looking at. This is, again, this is our way of doing this. There are many, many ways. I know there's one producer around here that liked to put out full feed. I mean, he would actually put out full feed, all the feed that the broilers wanted that they could eat, and just continually be keeping those feeders full. And he'd get them to market in 6 or 7 weeks, and even higher weights than what we would have here. There's many ways to do this. This system though works out well for us. I don't want to be out there multiple times a day. I want to go out one time, do what I need to do in the morning. 7-8 minutes. Again, 2 weeks in the brooder, 7 weeks on pasture, 49 moves, about 1/8 of an acre, around 500 pounds of meat. Works for us. Nice little side income. It can be scaled. You can scale this very easily. It's one of the things I like. Build a few more tractors, run a few more batches, easily scaled, especially if you have access to good feed. Again, I'm a fan of the non-GMO stuff. That gives us a really nice tasting bird that I believe is healthy. And remember, it's not just about the meat for us, but it's about the manure as well. Over 500 pounds of manure that we're going to get put down. And that's in that new paddock, that paddock 11 that we added just this year. And so I want to get that fertilized, get that manure down on there, and no shoveling manure. I mean, they just let them put it down, right? Let it do what it's going to do and benefit the pastures, and ultimately bring health to people, and ecosystems, and that makes me happy. So anyway, thanks for being here, and thanks for following along with us, and we will catch you next time.